So this is very interesting. I just have to say this first of all. When I put in the description box, I just love this song, by the way, and it also have to do with this, what I'm going to say now. I've never really made predictions for a country like that, so we'll see how it goes. It's not really um, in a psychic way. I will use the cards, but I tuned into a few things though, so I will talk about them. First of all, I want to say that, hey, someone, I don't see whom, but first of all, I want to say that previously, that's the first time that ever happened to me that there wasn't a comment section available because I wrote about Pat King in the comment description, and now I try to do that. I will put the information back there afterwards because when I now did that again, because it works if I don't, then this comment section works as well. But then I didn't do it previously, then it worked. But if I put it there in advance, then it doesn't work. So it's blocked. So, wow, that's very interesting about this whole censorship and all. Wow, craziness. And also now, when I try to do this, and I try to start this is one of the minor, I guess, crazinesses going on. But anyways, I tried to go on here. It didn't work, and then I took away that information that was in the description box about I can put it here though. I'll go to his page and just copy it. So interesting. I mean, wow, really? Yeah. This goes to his lawyer's fees. And if you don't know what that is and don't care, then that's fine. I mean, that's not fine, but donations. I'll try to be a little bit focused. Anyways, so I will do free readings for anyone who wants. I haven't used this channel a lot, so there isn't obviously a lot of people here, and also this may be a little bit banned then. But if anyone wants to, I will come in and do free readings for you, tarot readings, that is, or cards and such. And I will do them anyways, but I would be happy if you liked it and want to donate to his lawyer's fees and to other things that if you listen to him, you will know what. So I won't talk much about that more right at this moment. What do I want to say more? I'm just surprised, I'm a little bit not shocked. I mean, I've known about these things for quite a while, but it's been even this minor thing, sort of, but it's not so minor in the scale of things. Anyways, I mean, that is not good that some voices are silenced in different kinds of ways. But, and even voices about those voices are silenced. Wow. Yeah, it's scary. So when it hits you personally, that's when you realize, wow, Anyways, I will go to the topic and I will continue to talk about that. But check him. I must write his. If you don't know about it, oh, I don't know how I need to do this. Here he talks about. I listened this morning also a little bit about that he was on another channel, the latest of his. I will put links to his stuff in the description box also afterwards. But he talk everything. I love everything he says. I think so far, but maybe I'm a little bit hesitant to some others. No, but I mean, if you about this division, even religious division is something that exists. where we think this is good and this is bad or evil and so on. Yeah. But I will continue to talk about that later. I will just, and I'm not saying I'm right in anything. I'm just saying my piece, so to speak. Okay, so what I predicted then, this is not, as I said, my usual thing to do, but or what I predicted, what I received, so to speak. First of all, not first of all, actually, it was first of all, but something that came up was this song also. And I think that I have a lot to say. Maybe I should. Anyways, so yeah, if you think about it as a song to sort of the country, be prepared to bleed. Maybe I should read the lyrics of that. Wouldn't that be fun? I will check it. It's like this. Oh, that's so beautiful the way she sings it. Even I think no, it wasn't here. We'll check. A Case of You. It's. I love her version of it actually more than others. I will see though. No, I won't read it, will I? Take all the time to read this now. But yeah, maybe I will. Okay. I won't read it beautifully though. But just before our love got lost, you said, I'm as constant as the northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be at the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in the blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada, oh Canada, with your face sketched on it twice. Oh, you're in my blood, like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet. Oh, I would still be on my feet. Oh, I'm a lonely painter. I live in a box of paint. I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. Surely you touched mine, 'cause part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. Still I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. I met a woman. She had a mouth like yours. She knew your life. She knew your devils and your deeds. And she said, go to him, stay with him if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you are in my blood. You're my holy wine. You're so bitter, bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. Still I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. And yeah, he is on his feet still. Talking about that. But I also wouldn't want to do a reading about him because this is, yeah, it's a very important thing that what happens to him. So, of course, to the country, but this is more like a vague one. So I will continue about that. Yeah, but this also says something. I think the lyrics as well. You can interpret them as you want, but the first thing I saw was the medicine wheel. This is, of course, first of all, the predictions. The way I think of them is not like set in stone. These are energy patterns that flows from the past, and you can read them into the future. But at the same time, we are creators. We can choose what is not likely. We can. I come to that later on, but I don't think this is like things can't be changed. But many times we follow the same patterns as in the past, so therefore you can predict. Anyways, yeah. So I also, of course, translate through my own understanding somewhat. I don't change what I pick up, but I just have my own both my own, symbols and whatnot to interpret through. And I'm just one person with my limited way of perceiving, of course. But I try to be open and understand what the messages is. So, first of all, I saw the medicine wheel, which is also, there are many things to say about that. But this is also about the whole world, I feel. This is not just about Canada. But I tried to pick up things about Canada. But what I feel is that the teachings of the First Nations and the medicine wheel I work with is from the Andes in South America. And what I saw was more of the North American ways, but yeah. Anyways, I think that is very important to get connected again with nature, with what is real, not only in our minds or thoughts or what is written somewhere or whatever, but in the to really get in touch with the living soul of also this planet, our own soul and the soul of where we live is the same in a way. We are so connected. So when we lose contact with one, we also lose like this. If we lose contact with the natural world, with our reverence for everything living and so on, we also lose touch with those parts in ourselves, in our own soul. So I believe that there is a lot of treasure there that needs to be brought to the surface, the importance of these kinds of things. It's not only what I believe, it's also what I saw as a message, kind of. So, sorry, I need to cough a bit. That is very, very important. Aside from that, I also saw, I could go into each of these things very much, but I won't. I will pick some cards and talk about it a little bit more. But those few things that I saw, I was also well, first of all, that it's very planned in advance. This is not the things that have happened in the world. Many, maybe even Canadians, I don't know, think that this is kind of a random event happening and so on. But these have been really planned, and this is not the disruption of the plans wasn't so planned, but there have been an intent, and these have been planned for long. That's maybe all I should say about that. And yeah, and all these surveillance, all these kinds of things. And ways to control, you could say. Yeah, I can say that much without going too far. You all know. I mean, many know anyways at this time, I think. Some. So this is not hidden. It's hidden in plain sight. Eyes wide shut. We cannot really avoid to understand it, but still this, as we talk, as some people talk about this, cognitive dissonance is so strong, so it's impossible to understand, although we see it and so on. But anyways, I also saw a horse with a blindfold and one from the First Nations, native. We all belong also by this first image of the medicine wheel. We all are children of the earth. We are all natives in that sense. We all belong to her. We are all children of life itself. So it's not. This is not to divide either. To speak about the connection that we have lost, that they still have, at least very much in their teachings, that can be found and revived, and more so than here in Sweden. The Sami people have forgotten a lot, or it was not forgotten. It was Anyways, they were obviously, like in all places, it was damned, so to speak, or destroyed. But anyways, so I saw this horse with this blindfold, and one from some First Nations of Canada. Then I would assume, or yeah, and that were either falling off or throwing himself off. I'm not sure. This horse was coming quite full speed. And what I think this means is that sometimes we just follow the flow, so to speak, or follow the movement that is going on without seeing where it's going. We have to. We can't just, the blind leads the blind kind of thing. And also, I wondered first. I thought it fall off, but then I realized that this horse blindly running, it could like hit into like a wall. It could run into anything. Maybe horses have a lot of more intuition, instinct than that. They would feel it in advance with a blindfold even. But anyways, but still, um, so I think maybe, well, it was a smart move, anyways. You can say that. Then following on, even if you have to jump off in the movement. I mean, it's very smart, and it's good if you fell off also. Anyway, so I believe that, yeah, what that also signals to me, or say as a message is that we need to listen. We need to really step off this. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what words to use, and go back to something we have lost, and not run quickly. Give ourselves time also, although sometimes it feels like there is a shortage of time. But I mean, it's really a rush to do certain things. But I also think that we can be blinded by the speed as well. So it's really important to take time to both silence our minds, be in peace, and yeah. Anyways, to get in touch with ourselves, really, is what it's about. So the next thing I saw was a kind of a wine glass or something with half of it full. And my interpretation, or my impulse about that, was like that this talks about, in this case, to me, this image talk about how we view things. And I also thought about left-right thing here, although it's not. It's like upper or lower, but obviously. But I thought about how certain people can see things as either half full or half empty. And whomever, I think that goes from both ways if you talk about left-right things, in different kinds of ways. But some things you think this is the fullness would be like the important thing, or the positive, to strengthen the positive things that you think is positive, and the emptiness would be like the things that you warn about or should avoid, or whatever that is wrong, so to say. And I think yeah, I won't go further into that either, but what I thought when I saw that image is that the important thing to remember, or to not get divided like that, because we all live in the same world. We all have not the same cup. Yeah, well, maybe we do actually in some ways. I will put another link to something that I haven't really listened to yet, but I think I love it in advance. A book, anyway. An old book. Well, but what I think about this glass is that the important thing isn't that. The important thing is that it's refillable, and we need to understand the power of our visions and our intent, and what we are creators. We can create. So if we just look at what is lacking, or what we need to protect, or what and so on, we will be in that both that stress and that division. There will always be others to fight. And also in this last one, they talked about also about Pat as a soldier, I think they used. But I also think in the medicine wheel that I work in, one of those directions we talk about those who are fearless and being light warriors. And I really think he's a light warrior. He brings so much light, and I mean, he always make me giggle, and not only giggle. I mean, it really, if I feel a little bit in a funk or a little bit low, I never usually do, but when I do, sometimes a tiny bit, even, yeah, I get so uplifted by this man. And also, I think even though he talks about serious things that aren't uplifting, I think it's also about the voice or the sound current somewhat. I I react to voices, even talking voices, and that calms my nervous system or something. It does. It brings balance to something in me. I don't know. Anyways, but this isn't about him. This is about Canada. Yeah, but he lives there, so and I have a strong sort of bond to Canada. I don't know what it is about, but it is there, anyways. So this book, I think that I will put a link to as well beneath, is pretty much about this, and it can be described in many kinds of ways. I'm not sure I agree with the way they describe it, but this ability that we have to actually envision the world we want and create the world we want and keep our energy and focus on that instead of what actually is right now that we either are scared to lose, or we dislike how it is. I mean, it's not that I'm saying to be blind, but keeping most of our focus on our ability, because we have immense abilities and the things we can do together as well. So yeah, we can change things. We can change. It's refillable. We can decide what we want to pour into our cup, and also ourselves, of course. What do we want to? What kind of vibe, even, or energy do we want to carry? In the medicine wheel that I work with, they also consider the energy body of ourselves, so the energy of us that informs the and creates the body. It's not the other way around, that the aura or bubble, or what to say, or the what shines out, or the electromagnetic frequency, whatever you call it, that is like a result of the, that is an effect of the body. That's not how it's seen, rather the opposite way. So yeah, so it's very important what we have within our own energy system. What do we carry? What can we release? Not the least. And that is also a little tiny process or technique from that Andini. Maybe I should do it with you. I wonder if I should. Andean tradition. I was going to say I stumble on I interrupt myself when I speak even. Oh, but I should do the things that I should do first now, as I talked about. Anyways, it's a little tiny process where you take in sunlight, you think, and outside of your bubble or aura, and inside of it, and then inside of yourself, through yourself, and let the heaviness drain off into Mother Earth through your openness beneath your feet. You can think of it like that, and you open up like a bit above your head as well, at the top of the bubble. But then, when you pull or ask for that light to come down to you, but also to close those afterwards. But anyways, and that let that heaviness pour down to her, because what's heavy for us is not heavy for her, and that is also how they talk in those Andean, this tradition that I work with, about light and heavy. Things that are light to me may be heavy for you, and the other way around. So it's not about something being bad or good or negative or positive. Really, it's about the balance. What is working? What functions well for you or me, or so on. So the heaviness that you have let it pour into her. And maybe you feel some tingling beneath your feet. That is because there is always in nature reciprocity. Everything you always get something back when you give something, like. And so that is her way of giving back, like, I mean, good energy, strengthening energy for your body and your systems, balancing energy into every cell of your body. So you can think of that energy coming up. But first of all, if you feel that there is a heaviness stuck in your system, or it's very different to get rid of, ask her to suck it out from you, from underneath, and she will. And that becomes a stronger pull of the energy that you don't need anymore. So she can help you getting rid of the heaviness. Anyway, so and then you let her fill up the body and the aura, and the excess you let it pour out through the opening at the top, and then back towards cosmos or father sun, and and the words, the those kinds of things isn't the important thing. The important thing is the experience and the knowledge of certain techniques that seem very simple, but they are so efficient. And it's almost like our auras and our both minds, of course, but it's all polluted in some way or another. And we really need this very mild cleansing process, because dramatic cleansing can also create a backlash. So it's very good to, it have to be eventually, if things go totally overboard with this, which is had done very much when it comes to, you know, in the world and so on. And then there need to be a correction that is quite harsh. But if we can avoid that, if we can make it in a smoother, more peaceful way, that is fantastic. So, and we have to start with ourselves and our own energy. Anyways, so that I just, that was not, was all the things I said now wasn't. But I saw that cup. But we are also that, and the energy that we hold, and the energy we allow into our systems, you know. And also the thing that what we have in ourselves is what the heart, what is it saying? I can have Bible quotes also. What the heart is full of, the mouth speaks, or something like that. Yeah, so uh, so what I see is that the First Nations is the solution. They, I mean, we live in a modern world. We have it's not that I'm saying, not saying that we should go back to a way of seeing things previously, because things always change, but we can use the same tools and wisdom also to understand our world and ourselves but better. And there is something there that is the solution for these things. I'm not sure what, but that is what I got. And I also saw, yeah, oh, that was the one of the last things. This was not so good though, but this I think is very, very far away, because I saw it very far, far away from the Earth. Now I kind of zoomed out, you could say, from Earth, and saw it from very far away, and then I came like a speed, like a rocket. I don't know what. I came with high speed towards Earth, and I don't know if I hit Canada, but around that area, and like wounded the Earth. And I'm not sure what happens after that, but this could be far away in the future, what I saw. And also, it looks like a wound, really, like a red. It looked like bleed, like Mother Earth was bleeding, or almost like a crater, not crater, but like a volcano or something like that, like a huge scar that probably will. I mean, it was huge, so it probably would end life here, I would assume, or transform all the whole thing. I don't know how that would even work in the other side of Earth if such a huge blow come to the Earth. Well, anyways, that, as I said previously, I'm not saying that these things have to happen, and also I think this is far away in the future. So, but I picked it up anyway. So maybe the whole zooming, I'm not sure if this is something hitting or if something happens on Earth, because I just saw myself coming in huge speed, but from far, far away. So maybe that was like an image for it being far, far away. It won't happen quickly. Like, anyways, the last thing I saw in this little tiny thing. Oh, I've talked about that for 30 minutes. No, I talked about other things to begin with, but was I will get to the cards, but was like a doorway. And what I take from that doorway is that it is in the now. I don't mean this in a rushing way, but I think we should, be also enjoy things. The wine glass may also symbolize taking it easy, be a little bit laid back, give ourselves also, even if we are invested in things and engaged, also give ourselves permission to just be at peace, just enjoy. We are here also to enjoy, not only, even if we are light warriors, we are here to also enjoy what how whatever, feel good, to do things we get happy by. It doesn't have to be drinking wine, but I mean, symbolizes the good in life, maybe, I don't know. And also the song there about the like holy wine, maybe that is also something in that, connected to that image. But yeah, we ourselves decide what that is, and maybe everything is. But okay, so anyway, the doorway that I saw, to me, that was a message that it's always in the now. It's never before or after. It's always now. So that is actually probably how it actually is also, although we talk about past and future. But anyway, the creation is now. We are always on that kind of threshold, or what is called threshold, is that word. We are always there. There is nowhere else we can be. There is always in the now. I also think about Eckhart Tolle now, The New Earth. I think one of his books. I read one of his books, A New Earth, I think it was. Very beautiful. Wow. Anyways, but anyways, that was not what I was thinking about. But it symbolizes the also the balance, balance between the upper, lower, so to speak, the ones, the future that is in front of us, and the things that are behind us. All those. I mean, this. I mean, I guess I mean also to center ourselves. And to understand that we haven't missed out. We are exactly who we should be. We are exactly where we should be. We couldn't know what we didn't know before. We can't correct what, well, yeah, but it's not, in the now we can correct things maybe. But I mean, it's not like, oh, I should have done this before, and why didn't I? Like, we can do so much right now. It's now that matters. Nothing else matters. And then I start to almost sing now. No, I shouldn't do that too. Anyway, so yeah. And also I should have used that. I didn't. Maybe I should have to for the next time. I think I should do that next time. I Ching is, I should have. Maybe I should do it right now if I have stuff here. I actually don't have. Oh, I need to pause and do that. It may be at the end. I will, because I have it quite close by though. I Ching is my go-to thing when I usually also use yarrow sticks when I do I Ching, because it's more mathematically correct than the coins as a divination tool. But when I really, really want exact answers, like on point, strong, how can I say? It's not that it's not correct, the other things. It's just that they are very clear cut in a different way. So whenever I very much like when it's crucial something, and that is in Canada, so I should use it. Then I go to the I Ching, and that always helps. So, and always correct. Not always what you want to hear, but about where you are, where you're standing in the now, in between these the polarity. We live in a polarity. That's why we can always project all kinds of things. That's what I mean when I won't go into that right now, but so much. But what I mean is it's a wholeness. We have chosen this reality, I believe, and there is black and white, so to speak, meaning the polarity of things. There will always be, and in each of it is, in the black there is a little dot that is white and so on. So, and it's always moving. That symbols usually is like set when you see it as an image, but it's moving. It's constantly changing. Like the I Ching means the book of changes, and the variations have to do with this dynamic energy flow that always changes. And so everything that knows its maximum energy have to shift to the next, to the other thing. And like as if you like something very much and do something very much, you will get bored and want the opposite of it. Like it's kind of that flow in the universe overall. We live in this polarity that is actually complementary. And the moment we start to project things as if something is outside and it shouldn't be, then we kind of, I see it as are a bit lost. Although we can get directions and get personally, I mean, for ourselves, as I talked about before, about what's light and not light and dark, but light and heavy, so that we live our truth and who we are. And that was one of the beautiful things he said. He said so many wonderful things, and that is, I think, what make me like I get like healed when I hear his voice. I think it's because the genuinity. To be genuine is like the core thing. It's not so much about anything else. To be genuine, then everything is at the right place, and the heart is at the right place, even if you're wrong, so to speak. I mean, you will not lose your path. It's also a little I go on with the Bible quotes now, but of all you should keep your heart, or something like that. It is of all you should. Yeah, I think it's something like that in the Bible as well. Because there is a treasure, who you are, and to be genuine in that. You can easily fool yourself if you listen too much outwards to anyone. I mean, you always do, because the only one who are you, that's you. So, and you are supposed to be exactly you, exactly as you are right now, not as you would be if you were some sort of ideal, perfect, I don't know what. But still, we can try to grow and evolve and understand more and so on. But it's always from understanding that everything that I've been until now, the purpose of it, there have been a purpose to it, even in the worldly sense, in the world, what's going on. I mean, there is the things that are going on and have been going on. They also shape us. They like, this diamond. Oh, by the way, that song, "You're a Diamond to Me." Oh, maybe I have to put that here for you all also. Eric Bibb. Yeah. That his name? I think I have to check. Anyways, what was I talking about now? I lost my train of thought quickly. Yeah, that it polishes us, you know. So it brings forth what we. I mean, the things we have met. I believe this, and I don't say this to. I mean, not. I don't even say it often, but I wouldn't say it to anyone that is in very. I mean, now he's in hardships, but anyways, you know, sometimes that's not easy to comprehend. But I do think that those things we have met have been necessary somewhat for us to be shaped as who we are. I mean, to learn certain things, whatever that is in our path, and that does not excuse anything. I mean, if people are subjected to any kind of abuse or violence and things like that, it's just I just believe that there are no what is the word? I just come up with the Swedish word now. Slump. Well, there are no. It's not just random what happens. It happens for some reason or another. It's not easy always to see from a certain perspective, but but there is something going on that is moving. I think also moving us to our greater to something greater, to a greater self. Let's see. Anyways, the doorway. That was the only things that I've actually seen. So maybe that says something about what's going on over there. But the doorway, maybe also about the doorway there. Maybe also Canada is actually, because it was when it came to the truckers and what they did there that influenced 27 countries, but actually the whole world was influenced by whatever happened in those countries, because others on the side that saw that was like, oh wow, and like triggered. Even here when nothing much happened as it seemed, but still all the mandates and restrictions were taken away from that same day, as those truckers should have started their convoy or started their convoy. So that's not like just random either. But I mean, in a greater sense, not only from man-made things that happens, but there is also something even greater. Anyway, so yeah, I think maybe also it shows that Canada in this case also will be an eye opener or a doorway for people to see the newer or another vision, not what have been in the past. We can see something. We can, as with this refillable glass, also we can create what we want to see from that. It's like as if you come up at the top of the mountain and now see another vision in front of you. That kind of thing. That is the now. You have gone this long path, or sometimes struggles behind and so on. But in the now, you're always at the top, so to speak, where you can, yeah, as I said. So that's it. But maybe I should. I will pause and do an I I just have to. I will not pause. I will just mute myself when I just pick up some stuff here. Then I will do it with coins because the other thing takes a lot of time, and yeah, and my cat is awake. She likes to take those sticks, but yeah. Wait a sec, just. So hi, and also by the way, I think you work with different various kinds of spirits, and I never charge for certain things that I do. Many things I don't charge for. For example, I Ching, but I also never do it almost for anyone, because these spirits that is connected to the I Ching, to me, spirits aren't, as I said, that's nothing evil or bad, but these are so highly evolved, and so I have such a reverence for them, that's why I can't use I Ching I can play with the other ones sometimes or have fun, like, but this is something that I really, revere, in a different manner. Although I don't dismiss the other things and so on, but they're just, I can't really explain it. But so this is very, I never do this online, but I will. So this is for Canada. I will just pick up my coins, see what the I Ching want to say about Canada right now, and I hope if there is something that is not too good, seemingly, I hope still that we understand that we do have the ability to change that. Yeah. So here I have the coins. So I'll do the eating. Oh, I need a pen also, I think, to remember what I did. Although you hear me say it, but I think I can manage now. So Chinese coins, ready. Okay, I don't have a lot of room here, but I will for Canada here. Oh, I can't almost throw them here. It's a little bit too little space. Let's see. So here is a yin line first. A yin. I have to take a pillow here so I can throw them a bit. And then we have here is a yang. Well, I don't have a lot of light here either, but yeah. First the yin, first line is yin, then there is yang. Whoop. And then we have a changing yang line. This means that it's kind of full, so that in this book of change, this is the lower hexagram, or do you say that even? Yeah, I think. And then we are at the threshold to the upper trigrams. They are called these with 3 lines, and then the hexagram is these six lines that becomes the whole message then from the I Ching, you could say. But each of these mean anything, of course, and the 3 together also means anything. But then when it comes to changing line, then it changes to a different kind of message also. So something is going on here for sure. And if it's not any changing line in these six lines, then I won't go into all these things, but then it means that it's either a standstill, kind of stagnant, or it's a very sudden, abrupt change. So anyways, seem cool so far. Kind of. And then we have another yin line. And another yin line. And the last line, let's see. Oh, that's a yang line. Oh. Okay. Right. So what this means, whoa. Okay, I will just get to the whole meaning of it. I will put away the coins. So, well, there is danger here for sure. That's what I can see right about now. Sorry, I just want to. I will not know where I have stuff if I don't put them back. So, how long I do this? So let's see. Okay. But you can say there is a doorway in between these trigrams, also the upper and lower, and these. And that also may be anyway. Moving on. So what I can see here is... I will check. I know a few things, of course, but I don't know all of these by heart. That's one thing I thought about for a while, that I should use all my lifetime to just know these things. Oh, I've dropped the whole. I mean, to learn them by heart. And my books, even they are so well read. Still, I've been doing this for 30 years or something. Still, so but I don't know what I mean by heart fully. Anyways, oh, dropped something. Anyways, so yeah, I need to focus a bit here. And also, when you use the first one is the hexagram 18, and the second one is the hexagram 4. And yeah, when you do it with yarrow sticks, and that represents the seasons and all kinds of things, so you can then start also in a very psychic sense. But they see it as science, or did at least in China and so on, more so than something else. But anyway, so I will see what this means for Canada here. Oh, I hope it's well, but it seems a little bit difficult, I must say. Oh, 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 Canada, oh, Canada. Well, I'm sorry, I just need to find where that. It has so many things here. Okay, here, close by. So here we go for the I Ching. Work on disruption. This doesn't have to be actually too bad, this then. It talks about it's the mountain at the top in both of these, and then beneath in the first one is the wind, or thunder above. No. But anyways, it's also fog beneath anyway. So let's see. Fog beneath the mountain. It talks about corruption, actually, not surprising, and disorder. I don't know this word, what it means, illicitness. But anyway, sickness, past errors, reconciliation. Yeah, something have been going on here that is not good. And there is also this line, the third line, that is changing. I will read that by itself. That is the very specific one. But generally then, anyways, you find yourself, and this is for the country, in an unusually difficult and confused situation, but one which also presents you with a great opportunity. There is a deep-rooted disorder in your circumstance, or perhaps in yourself or your relationships. To the rest of the world. The possibility is there, though, of restoring this situation to one of health and harmony. Wow. It will require much of you in terms of strength of mind and character. Your sincerity and good faith and prolonged effort. You will have to discover the root cause of your problem and remedy them accordingly. When things are restored to wholeness, you will receive great benefits. Yeah, wow. There will be great progress and success. There will be advantage in crossing the great stream, meaning like making a huge shift or changes. One should weigh well events of 3 days before the turning point, and those to be done 3 days after it. Interesting. You must apply yourself with strength and energy to find the origins of the present decay and disorder in order to bring it to an end and restore the situation to well-being. So yeah, it's very important to know also this. As I said, this is pre-planned since long ago, as a way to also control things. And if you don't know about those things at all, you don't understand how much needs to be changed. So we kind of need to look back as well. The hexagram expresses a state of decay. The mountain blocks the wind. Yeah. Stagnant air is redolent, I don't know, with corruption. Oh, yeah. But the hexagram also presents a reversal of this, a restoration of wholeness that will be the does it say? No, what is it? The precursor to eventual success, yeah. This will only be achieved by great effort, though. There is festering corruption around you, which has been bred by dishonesty and deceit. Oh, this talks about all these things that also Pat talked about. But anyway, you must counter this by bringing the qualities of clear-sightedness, honesty, and sincerity, yeah, to hear, to bear on it. I mean, God, it's a little bit okay. Okay, so yeah, it says it all actually. But moving on. The image here is the wind blows low on the mountain. The wise man addresses himself to help the people and nourish his own virtue. Yeah, this image embodies the methods of the hexagrams, uh, component trigrams. It emphasizes how others can help if given the right lead, making clear what is required and being honest and sincere. So that was the basic. And then the third line here, it says, a son deals with the troubles confused by his father, by the ones both above and previous, like, yeah. There may be small occasion for repentance, but there will be no any great error. You must commit yourself to making the necessary changes with wholehearted effort and energy. This will bring about resentment from others, but you must persist all the same. And then we see what that will then lead to, if that is what we keep up doing. And that is number 4. I must check that so I don't read it wrong, though. I think sometimes I'm a little bit too quick for myself. Okay, so not that I'm so quick, but yeah. So let's see, number 4 here. And I had this experience the other day that I never had, not good feeling. I will talk about that maybe later. It was, wow. I don't know what that was about. Anyways, innocence. Oh, this is more beautiful than I thought. This was like because the water beneath here is sometimes that also stands for danger. So therefore, I thought water beneath the mountain maybe is really. It stands for innocence. Wow, return to innocence. Now I hear that kind of song in my mind. Well, but it could be though ignorance, youthful folly, mountains, water, fogged. Misapprehension, instruction. We will see. You are inexperienced and lack wisdom. This is for the country, okay? Retain your enthusiasm and determination, but learn as you keep going. And this for the people in the country, that makes up also the country, obviously, but yeah. But also not the new world, but the song he put links to. This is the new world. Home. No, that's not called Home. What was the song? I need to put links to several songs. Anyways, because we are quite new. I mean, those ancient teachings and those things that I mentioned from the beginning. I think that also we have something to learn. Actually, very much to learn from that and to implement. Not to go back to whatever it was, but to see what we can do with it in the now. Yeah, okay. Retain your enthusiasm and determination, but learn as you keep going. Something you thought was the case may not in fact be the case. Everything in this is quite on spot, right? For the most Canadians also, I guess. Don't let this annoy you. Keep calm and only act after careful and sensible thought. Scrutinize every aspect of the situation. Look back over everything you took for granted about this situation. Eventually, the situation will become clearer and appear as it actually is. But this will only be achieved through your steady perseverance. And those who try to be blind, so to speak, or are that very much so, it's unavoidable still. But yeah, it's better to see sooner than later. Your steady perseverance, yes. Seek direction from someone more experienced and knowledgeable who is able to give you wise advice and guidance. But don't substitute this help for your own efforts at self development. Deepen your self knowledge and learn to recognize and remedy your own folly. Ah, yeah, this is very much what it says. This is about the country, but yeah, it's a lot of things needed. There will be progress and success. I do not go and seek the youthful and inexperienced, but he comes and seeks me. Hmm. When he shows the sincerity that marks the first recourse to the oracle, I instruct him. That's maybe why I use this now, because I never, ever use I Ching online like such. So to do that now is also my how grateful I am for the the sweetness of this packing. If we apply a second and a third time, that is troublesome, and I do not instruct the troublesome. There will be advantage in being firm and correct. You know, also I have a lot to learn from him, by the way. I'm not saying the other way around, but moving on. This is not me, this is I Ching. So, it is the role of the student to seek out the teacher who will be waiting to be consulted. But the teacher will only respond to respectful attitude and sensible questions. Yeah, and I think that is also so sweet. And I think about him all the time, but I think this is a message to many around the Canadians here. Then, as a seeker of, I'm sorry how I read, because I want to only I almost not see because it's quite dark. As a seeker after answers and guidance, you must be respectful and give careful thought to your questions. This is the epitome, or how you say, of your position when you consult the I Ching also. Yeah, but I would never mess with I Ching. I wouldn't dare. No, since I worked with it so long, I really, really love and respect these guides that comes along with it. The hexagram signifies youthful experience, but also implies youthful success. It is auspicious for anyone engaged in something new, suggesting beginner's luck. Let your beginner's enthusiasm and assurance carry you forward, but you should also endeavor to learn from others and your own experience as you go on. Otherwise, your ignorance could have adverse consequences. And the image here is a spring issuing forth from a mountain. Wow, so beautiful. The wise man strives to be resolute in his conduct and nourishes his virtue. As you go on, strive always to learn and to gain increased clarity of mind and understanding. With perception and foresight comes a calm assurance which will be valuable in the future. I think this speaks very much to him as well, but this was for Canada overall. Then I will also pick some cards, but now I don't want to mess with the message, so to speak, with these messengers. But it says what they say, I think, and also think about it being a very young country compared to it's not. It haven't existed for long, really. When they celebrate some millennium, what is it now? Is it called that? Well, when it's like something is 50 years or 100 years here in Sweden and yeah, around there and Europe overall, there is so many ancient things and buildings and whatnot that are left. It's not that I mean there were First Nations there before it was even called Canada, obviously, and the roots to for the country, I think that is pretty much there. Yeah, but it's quite new to be called Canada anyway. But such a beautiful. I really want to go there someday. I'm amazed by the beauty of that country, and also there are so many things about that. Yeah, fantastic. I don't know why I've been like stuck with, not stuck with, but there is something I've been going on for a long time now. Oh, Canada. Anyways, so will pick some cards also. A little reading. I thought about just doing cards actually, but then I saw some images and I thought, okay, I will just I tune in a tiny bit, and then I just now realized that you heard. So I have a lot of cards here, but some of the cards is the Dragon Tarot, I think it's called. Tarot Draconis, actually. And the John Bauer Tarot, I don't even know how to interpret that, but I will take some, and don't be afraid of this. This symbolizes energy. It just isn't something bad or dangerous. It's an energy. So, I mean dragons. So, I will pick. I will see what comes up for Canada, just as a central, let's say, message here then. And maybe I'll take some from John Bauer deck afterwards to understand if I need to clarify something. Although I don't understand those cards, but everything that comes up is right, of course. Here we have death. Not surprisingly. So that's central for Canada. And this is not about dying. This is about letting go of the things that, and in this outer sense specifically, things need to change revolutionary wise. No, but they really truly need to change to kind of survive. Yeah. And also when this last, I don't think he put that he is on Facebook, but I don't think he put his, or someone else put his latest audio out there, because it wasn't on someone else's also. I mean, out on YouTube. So, but he talked about the horrible conditions of the one of the prisons he were at as well. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, this is about renewal. So it's a very positive card. It doesn't sound like it, but it is. This is so needed now, and it's happening also. It's unavoidable. So, so that is the first thing. And then we will see about whatever. We will see some more messages. But that is a huge thing, the transformation that goes on over there. Maybe I should change deck, because now it doesn't want to say. Maybe I should put this in again. I was hesitant if I should put it aside, but I put it in there again. Okay, now it starts to talk. So, so here's someone like being dubbed as a knight by the energy itself, by life force, you could say. Here's a dragon, but anyway, someone, an emperor kind of person, and this is a white dragon or bright dragon, let's say, or energy that is holding his paw now, his hand, like over this knight, you could say then, that being knighted, ignited maybe also. But anyways, yeah. And people are aware of this, or getting aware of this, that this is blessed one. Just moving on from that. That can go for the whole country, yeah. It won't be, yeah, they are strong light warriors there. Okay. And then another message. But I'm so fascinated only with the fact that I couldn't put, hey, someone is in here. But I couldn't put in the label that his information of that, because then this didn't work at all. I'm just laughing at that now, but it's not fun though. Okay, I have to change deck now. Yeah, but yeah. So I will try the John Bauer then, but I don't know how much I know about this deck. So sometimes it's better if I don't know, because the images may say something. Oh, it's very soft to. Do you hear? Maybe you don't hear, but the sound it shuffles very easily. Okay, but let's see now if it comes up something else for Canada. Here. Oh, I just love to hold them. And here we have, well, what many people aren't aware of, this is number 5 here, and it's like the Hierophant. Here is like a troll, and there's 2 tiny children standing there holding each other, like a boy and a girl, I think, on a rock, holding their arms around each other. And this troll rock kind of thing, they are actually standing on. I don't think they realize that, though. A huge one. I think this is about this whole control and his belly looks almost like the earth also, but yeah, what it talks about generally, the Hierophant, and this is something Canada overall isn't aware of, but there are many there that are, though, luckily. But many people are just like a little bit afraid of what is this, and maybe also afraid of the ones that really want to help, because they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand the message. Also, this looks like a V for vendetta. This is the Roman, is it called? Number 5. So, yeah. So this troll is like, maybe it's waking up the strength here also, but I also think this is about, traditionally in tarot, this is about, it is about control, really wanting to form others after a specific, almost like slave-like conditions, like make them serve you for various purposes. And I also think about Sinead O'Connor and her ripping this Pope. This is also Hierophant. It's about Pope, that look at the real enemy, like, what is that? Where is it? And also the vision, as I said before, but you need to also be aware. And this is what this card shows, is that people aren't aware of where they may feel that all kinds of things are just dangerous. The things that have been going on about the mandate stuff and whatever, but everything seems scary. Even those who want to expose the badness seems like dangerous, and then lots of scary people feel small and also maybe a little bit helpless or powerless in this situation, as if they couldn't go against this giant, but they can, and it becomes like a giant when we don't. So, but there is a lot of fear going on and a lot of unawareness of what is what, for sure, over there. But this is just in a now. I will do some predictions here. But I won't say anything against I Ching. I have never done that. What won't there? So then we have there have been quite peaceful times, and I think that can be a problem also here. I mean, when things are just jolly and fun and things work, I mean, that is the way of keeping us, making us comply, to keep it like, keep us entertained and not so at least as pacified, let's say, so that we won't rise up and question things and so on. But it's unavoidable. We have to make a choice here. We can't just pretend that everything is fantastic, or think that things have gone back to like normal. Some people say it haven't, apparently. And listen to Pat. I mean, this is really so wrong, what's going on with him and also others. That's so bad, and this is not in Sweden right now, but it could easily be it there. That, I mean, and it will become, if we don't stop it together, the things that goes on. So yeah, we have to also see these things. We cannot just go and romanticize everything and be like, oh, not romanticize, but you know what I mean. I mean, see everything in a shades of pink or whatever. We have to. There is very much about a choice we cannot avoid, and these have been coming for a long time, but people may not actually react before it's at their own door. But hopefully, so the future then. Okay, now we come to the whole future. Yeah, changes. This is the Wheel of Fortune, or here it almost looks like a monk or someone standing in the middle of the forest in a medicine wheel almost, or a ring. I don't know whatever kind, and doing some little ritual by himself. There's also X. This talks about maybe Twitter now. Changes. Oh, I need to almost cough. No, I mean sneeze, but it was John instead. I don't know. Well, anyways, okay. So here, what we see here is that. Oh, this is very interesting. Someone is doing their thing, anyways, trying to promote certain changes. From many do actually also in a solitary way by themselves and are very unseen, is what I see. But they really, really are so helpful in this dark sort of forest. Yeah, and they are very many are hidden also, but in a good way. Yeah, and and lead things and influence things very nice. And then we have 6 of coins, and in this John Bauer tarot, this looks like older woman meeting a young girl that is without clothes. She have a long hair and she seems very sad, and the woman hold clothes to give to her. And to me this talks about, because this is about the future. I mean, almost like there is a lot of coins. I don't know if it is, but on the ground there, I think this is about this whole monetary system that is bound to fail. It's already failed. It's failing. This won't work, and this will cause more and more people to worse situations, not good situations, unless we change the whole system. So because of the whole interests and on that, money is created through loans, and on loans there is an interest, and eventually the whole the it's needed to create. I mean, it's needed that we think we need this new whatever car, we need those things because they need us to take loans, and eventually there will be I mean, this is like, let's say it like this. I could put some link to that also. I'm not good at describing it, but fewer and fewer will get richer and richer, and there will be masses that are more and more and more poor. And because of the actually the mechanics of this monetary system, so also yeah, so there need to be certain things happening so that they can give away money suddenly, because otherwise, so they can keep making it look like it works, because yeah, does not make sense to anyone, since I can't describe it very well, but it's true though. And I've been speaking to those at the bank, and they said told me not to worry, and I said but they were like brushing me off, and I was like, but it's true, these things, and they say yeah it is, like, not yeah, but they actually agreed. They knew that this is how it is. But at the same time, how could you not? Everyone who knew about, but I will put links to it because I suck at describing things like that. But anyway, but I think this talks about the future, and this is in Canada though, but that I also think that the money is underground in this image, and I think that is where we have to go back to the roots, to the you know growing our vegetable, I mean, all things, like, where is the richness? Is it in the money themselves? What is it? Life quality, even all these things. But anyways, this older woman is like carrying some clothes to give to this younger one, and I think this also shows that we need to um, be very compassionate with each other and share if we have one extra, like, coat or something and someone out there doesn't. We have to realize that this is not, as you can think about, for example, in Pat's situation, you can think that, whoa, his own fault, whatever, his big mouth, I don't know what people think. But if you listen to what's going on, and that people are also now imprisoned without any trial and stuff, and the conditions on them, I mean, this is not okay. And it will be more and more so. It will reach more and more people that will be subjected to very, very unjust situations where they aren't put to blame. And and so therefore, yeah, we really need each other, and to not divide ourselves, whether it's but because I think there is like a movement. I'm not in a movement, but there is a movement where there is also Christianity flags, let's say. I'm not against that. I've been very, very not involved, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I've seen Jesus in my room talking to me, saying certain things. So I would never dismiss that. And I wasn't on drugs, and I was like very calm, and it was very clear. And I mean, I've felt that connection since I was 16 at least. And I had the same experience at first times when I was to church, actually, then, when I was just like crying. Every word hit me like totally exactly. But then I felt that the mystic path is more my path, because every time I try to set it in stone into some sort of frame, this spirituality, or where other people try to put me in that frame, that start to die out. It doesn't live like that. It have to be free, and the divine isn't limited to a certain description or a book or whatever. It comes to us, as I believe, anyways, in the forms we are able to perceive it. So if we divide ourselves in that, also that will lead to, even that will lead to wars, and that will lead to conflicts, and things that isn't really benefiting. We need to comfort each other and help each other and see this through, and not blame or attack, or put pre what is the word, yeah, preconceptions, or like judgment, as I said, on others that are different. That's okay. you know if I mean, if anything by learned by history, that is that religions who think they have the right thing, how much evil, if you talk about evil, how much evil haven't Christianity done in this world? And I'm not dismissing like core many things, or even if they are built on previous things. As I said many times also, Mithras also had three wise men looking for him, following a star, the sun god that was going to be born. So it's built on previous myths and stories, and it doesn't matter though. But I think you should not ever be stuck in a certain framework of thinking that have to be the only true and real one. Because if so, probably you would unintentionally maybe also harm others with what you don't understand. And I had a brief period of that when I was a little bit stuck in my ways, like such. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that I had. It's just that the I embrace more. It's not that I don't embrace what I found there and the connection I found there. It's still with me. It have always been with me. So, and as I mentioned, I also continuously I've stayed in contact with a nun and so on. So that I met long time ago. And the ones judging are oftentimes those that haven't been diving to the core or as deeply into you. I mean, there are mystics in every religion also, but the difference is that those that are more like what can I say, dogmatic. Yeah, that's the right word. Those tend to be more on the surface, and in when it comes to the mystics of all traditions, they don't have a conflict with each other. And also when it comes to all these things that I have done, both the Wiccan and all the different things, Buddhist things as well, and so on, and the yogic, whatever. In me and in my way of doing the things I do, that's not a conflict. It's just, it's like woven, I don't know what. It's like threads of life that just fit into place. It's just that I understand, whoa, this too, and wow, and I see how that so perfectly matches in with the other things. So it's not that anything have to be excluded. You see it from a other perspective. It's like a little child who learned to, I don't know, whatever perception, even in within a sort of quote unquote religion, you can obviously grow in your experience of what that is, what God and or what you call it is. But but it's like, yeah, like everything. You first, you know, this little street you live in, and then you move further away and realize there is more. It doesn't dismiss what it was before. It's just actually it enhances it. It strengthens it actually. So, but anyways, so I think this talks about that. Anyways, to be compassionate with each other and don't divide and don't also to not also paint others with these. Of course, there are. Oh, I'll come to that, but I will come to that later. This whole evil thing. There is evil, I believe, also, but and it's unbelievable evil. I mean, that's why we can't wrap our heads around it, because how can it be? How can it come from any one person? Like, I understand that, and I'm not saying I'm right. I may be wrong on this, but in my experience so far, I have questioned it though, pretty much, yeah. But in my experience so far, I feel that I believe that it's a huge, obviously, imbalance and ignorance and so on, and ego, whatnot, and maybe if you use labels like psychopaths, whatever, that whatever triggers someone to do evil things or be so greedy that we don't care about anything else but money. But if you look at it, as I thought also about, I mentioned this before, uh, when I heard about, well, whatever you think about those kinds of things, but those concentration camps and whatnot, they were having like cinemas. I don't think they had fun and good food and whatever. Those who worked there, so to speak, and held the other ones captured, who like starved and like were abused and died. You know, all kinds of things. Horrible. Anyways, they lived in such a minor area. You know, if you, I mean, this, take it as a story, whatever. Anyways, how could that be that they were at the same time having like playing football and whatever, having contest, whatever they did, that was like dancing, cheering, theater, I think, I don't know what they did, but they, as far as I remember now. Anyways, right beside those who just died out of yeah, all kinds of horrible conditions, and that goes on still. I mean, what I thought when I heard about that, I saw some whatever documentary, and is that aren't we all doing that? Because we know, although it's sometimes far further away, we still know through the media and quote unquote media, but that is much propaganda though. But we still know a lot more about what's going on farther away around us than previously generations did. Um, well, we can know it anyways. And so if we don't care, isn't all of us quite greedy though? This whole thing, don't throw a stone, whatever is it called? If no, don't whatever it's called. If you're without sin, meaning missing your target, that is, or your goal, like sort of. But anyways, I mean, aren't we all in that position, right beside others, hurting and starving and so on, and we still don't care. In this case, for example, Pat, and I mean, in Swedish measurements, that's why I do this, is because I don't have the resources. I'm considered a poor person. I am beneath the basic whatever it's called. Uh, yeah, but I feel rich. I have so much both within, and I have all that I need. So I don't feel poor, but I can't lend money. I mean, give money to someone, because that's one thing I don't have. Um, but yeah, anyways, when we think about it, I think all of us, to one degree or another, who are able to listen to this and whatnot, maybe not all, but are quite greedy as such as well. So, and we all probably need to change, or need to learn that this is not how it goes. To be more, yeah, generous, and to also understand where real happiness is. I think this is very much about changing our perception, learning as we do in the medicine. There we practice that, to change our perception, to not only see us as this limited being, as being in this 3D, this money, no, this money, this body. I mean, that's the money, and then, I mean the basic things. Uh, that's the most limited way of identifying ourselves. We are not it. We are the soul. We are the spirit. We have so much more. We are so much more. It's not that we are not the body, also, but it's not all we are. And so in that medicine wheel, we work through those with various techniques and processes. Not that anyone tells anyone, oh, this is the truth, this is what you should believe, but through actual personal experiences, you discover more of who you are. So in the south, in this Andean medicine wheel, we work with the body and the physical sensation, all that. And in west, with mind and emotions, feelings, such. And in north, the soul, and in east, the spirit. Yeah, and I think this is a process that goes on naturally. I mean, we grow, we evolve, we learn. So I don't think we can not wake up to it eventually. And maybe if we then live many lifetimes for some. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, and we can also go back. It's not that we have lost this ability to be an ego, even if we have realized our ego, rather, or our greater spirit. We can lose that sometimes, you know, or even it can be necessary in some ways to react more on instinct and so on, as more as a physical or ego sense. Well, anyways, yeah, closest future here. There will be changes to come. Good changes, very good changes, though, I must say. I mean, admit almost, but yeah, these are good changes, and people are working behind the scenes in a very good way, also. And there are very, very helpful people out there as well, is the message. And we won't be left alone. I mean, that is also a fear, I think, by those who start to see things and what's going on. They can also feel like they will be totally shut out and whatever. But when you see what is really wrong even if people disagree with you or really hate you or dislike you, as in my case, they wanted me to be in a concentration camp. No, not exactly said that they wanted me, but I mean, those people that I've known for long or who knew who they were, and they were kind of, I mean, people who wanted well and all things, they still thought that if I don't want to take the shot, be jabbed, then it's not more than right that I should also be. Why not, like, in a barbed wire fence or several like they had in Australia as well. You know, and that was so shocking to me. But that also made me more convinced that this is not something to be silent about. But then again, I don't spread it on those those who are there. They know what I think, and we have discussed it harshly. But I feel like, okay, I just choose other ways to, yeah, say my piece, or take my stand, so to speak, because it just creates disruption and more hate. Like, it's not worth it. I don't want to go into those discussions. But it's not because I don't know what I know. It's because it's useless. I've been there. I've done that. And if the one on the other end do not want to listen, there is no reason whatsoever to spend energy. And that is also what the I Ching told about a little bit. If someone comes like a third time, ask you the same thing, or accuse you for the same thing, or even accuse you at all, actually, but if they then it shows from the beginning very much an unwillingness to listen. So and I mean, I also need to listen to others and understand where they come from. But if there is a pre-concept ready to like patch onto me, like, okay, you didn't want to take those vaccines, and so now you are this and this and this person, and you have those and those and those views on things. Well, I don't. So why am I suddenly just a concept or something? I'm not someone you can actually talk to. And this goes for all things I do, not the least. Hey, there's two people here listening. I'm just going on here. Wow, hi. You can maybe chat here if you want anyone. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I was going to say about that. That was like surprising to me, though, very much so. But I've learned, and also when it comes to the witchy stuff and whatnot. I mean, when it comes to that, I'm not going to preach about that. But when it comes to that, also those what are they called? The whole sick. I mean, people were so sick and died in Europe when it was those witch trials and stuff and whatnot. It also came from I think it was the fur of the rats or whatnot, because they also killed cats because they were associated with, and I quote unquote do my fingers here, with witches. Then there were, so there are so many stuff that have been going on. So you have to listen to what someone really say and what they really stand for, and not put a label on someone and then judge it just because you are too lazy to really listen, honestly, and rather categorize things like a clear cut. Oh, this is bad, this is good. Like, anyways, wow. So more on Canada then. But if anyone wants to write something here or want me to pull cards for you, I can do so. Canada. So how they see themselves. I want to see that also. Canadians. Oh, this is greediness. This is card for greediness. Here is a 4 of coins in this John Bauer tarot deck. Here there is a troll holding a chest of coins and just counting them, like, very, very greedy and don't want to share it with anyone. Like, so it pretty much shows what's been talked about. People also, when we get into fear, obviously we want to protect what we need to survive and so on, but people can get also very blind, just staring at their own needs and not understanding that there is higher stakes that will actually influence all of our safety. We need to, yeah, but that is just now people are very after what's been going on, aside from those, let's say, on top that are greedy themselves. But anyways, and whatever agenda, but people also, because of the fear of not having enough or being subjected to even similar injustices, even if you know they are not just, they yeah, they count their little money and don't want to share. Yeah, this is very much about fear, and that's not good. So let's see. Also, that is currency. No, but that is flow, like energy. Things need to flow. They are not meant to be stagnant. That is not healthy overall. But anyway, let's see how others in the world see Canada. Then let's see. Here we have. Wow, this is the Queen of Swords. This is like, yeah, that's also, she carries the very dark. I think she seems pregnant here, but she's not. This is almost like, this is in traditional tarot. This is a barren woman, a one who cannot have children. So I think more or less this is maybe also very intuitive, can be, but still, I think actually during those things that were going on in Ottawa, the rest of the world from a distance on a hill, like somewhere, standing and looking, not being engaged too much, but there are some birds here, some dark birds flowing in one direction and some white birds flowing in the not flowing, flying, I mean, in the other direction. And she's looking at those, and I believe that there are messages back and forth, but everyone wants to stay not involved when it comes to other countries also, I think, because they don't want to take a stand, even if they others see that it is unjust. It's considered, from like our perspective in Sweden as well, it's considered as a free country and democratic, all that. But are we then? But anyways, Freemasons rule the courts. Anyways, no, not all the, maybe, but anyway. So yeah, I think how others view Canada is like a way bitter and too sharp, like not aggressive maybe, but yeah, someone that is acting in a bitter way, kind of. And I think no one, even if it's not outspoken, no one who knows what's going on there and have been going on, I mean, in who know who, I mean, everyone quite knows what right and wrong is, but no one think that's right, but they don't want to get involved really, because not to get a hit themselves. But it's seen, it's clearly seen from others. Yeah. And I think it's also about what will happen if I get involved, and have, if, I mean, if the politicians or the ones would even address it somehow, what cause of disruption between certain places would that cause, and so on. So it's like very silenced, but still judged. I think Canada knows that, and that they are harshly judged by others for what they have done. Anyway, so let's see, just two cards more about Canada here. Okay, so there will be judgment also for it. Here comes the four, like angels flying, not three, there are, and some little kids standing there holding the arms around each other. I think there will come help also, is what I take from this. This is a judgment card, and this, I never use this deck, so it's very interesting to see the images even. I have so many decks, I don't even have time to look through them. I never do that when I get them. I just like start to use them and then I don't know. But anyway, so this is judgment. So there have to be a decision, a clear decision, and that that help will come, well, from above, let's say, but also from, I think, from abroad. I think this must, if it goes on anyways, even as it is now. But I mean, even as he mentioned about the conditions of the prisons, that's really horrible. I mean, there are other countries with probably way worse. I'm not saying, but since it's considered a sort of good, just country in or was at least, that's horrible. But anyway, yeah, help is coming. There is some decisions being made, and yeah, I think these kids also, what it symbolizes in this image is like poverty. The whole landscape here is like barren almost, and but there will be help coming, is what I hope. Anyways, I just wondered if these angels just come and pick those kids up and swoop them away. But yeah, but this is not really what is going to happen, though. This is more like what fears and so on are, and hopes. And I think also this goes along with the previous cards, where how people not realizing their own power to change things, but hoping someone else will come and rescue them. And eventually someone will have to, unless we do it ourselves first, so to speak. So, but I don't think to aggressively attack others for not understanding, or for being brave enough and so on. I don't think that is really a way to go, because if someone is scared to death already, you don't have to bully them. You know, you have to see how you can strengthen their courage to understand that they can change things. They have the power. Okay, last card now. The ultimate outcome. Wow. Wow, a moose. That is really good. I actually had a Canadian from for many years. It was like 20 years ago, maybe. Not 20, maybe 15. I don't know. A shaman from Canada, and from the First Nations there, a native, who taught me a few things. One of the things he taught me was, and it was allowed because I'm not, they usually don't teach maybe outside of their own. Some people say that you should like hold it in your own tradition, let's say, or so. But since I also come from the Sami people, I think that's why. But he was tutoring me, let's say, in these techniques. And one of the things, it comes to the cards here. One of the things he did was, this is Eight of Swords, by the way, but never mind. And the High Priestess here. But one of the things he taught me was about dream interpretation and so on. I have still very vivid, interesting dreams, but at the time they were as well. And here in this card is a moose, a huge moose in Eight of Swords, and there is a naked woman laying on the ground there. And there is the Starry Night. She's like sleeping or something. But this moose is watching over her anyway. And on the other priestess card, she's sitting naked by a pond and seeing her reflection mirrored in the pond, like a little princess. She is like, and there's this dark wood behind her. She seems like she's by herself very much, but she is protected and watched over. But by the way, I mean, why I came onto that whole native or shaman from Canada that I was in touch with. The moose, I mean, not surprisingly, but very much stands for confidence. So in our thoughts, we may feel like we are trapped, that we are that we may be hurt if we move or if we do certain things. But this moose stands really tall and strong, in this crown, everything, and it's so protective. And yeah, so what it says is that the sense of vulnerability we have, or nakedness even, and even it will be more so the more things get exposed, because that is also one sign of nakedness, I guess, to be exposed. But this is the process. So this is very fantastic, because of the protection also of this strength. Mooses can be quite aggressive, but they are wonderful. Anyway, so and this is an old wise moose here. So we don't have to fear. That is something that is clearly in this message of the ultimate outcome for Canada in the cards is that we do not have to fear anything, but we may have to do something to not feel. Well, take off the blindfold. Don't feel like we are. Don't bury your head in the sand, and make some moves. I mean, you won't get hurt by those. But on the other card, the end card here, then the Empress, which is a sweet little one, yeah, sitting on her knees, then watching down in that pond in the darkness by herself. This talks also about self-confidence very much, and about trust in your own intuition, seeing also the reflection of your own beauty, understanding who you truly are, and the power, because then the moose isn't seen anymore in this card, and then there is just a dark forest behind, but there is always guides and supporting forces, if you could say, around us. Anyways, this is someone getting aware of themselves, aware of their own, as I also said, perception of ourselves, or greater selves, not only the ego self of ourselves. We can love that too, as William Blake says. Eternity is in love with the creatures of time. It's a way of saying love your ego. We don't have to hate it, but we shouldn't be ruled by it or by any other person's ego either, which have been quite a flaw of mine. I've been giving so much love to egos. It only made them become like monsters. That was not the right way to go. Yeah, but this is so beautiful outcome. So this is about awakening as well, because she's laying there sleeping first, or laying on the ground, as I said. This moose is watching over her, and I also think that those that are already awake and confident enough to do stuff, they watch over those others who don't understand, who are still asleep. And eventually, you can't sleep forever. This will wake up and realize, oh, hey, I and start to understand both their kind of mission, who they are, and their own light, and also in a peaceful way, understanding who they are. I see here. It's so brilliant and beautiful cards. This John Bauer Tarot. I must write it if you don't know. It's an actual. I think it's from Sweden. Yeah. He wrote. He made paintings and such, and this tarot deck have just been. It's like very like Nordic mystic paintings with, I don't know, forest stuff. Beautiful paintings, but they are just used in this deck. He is not involved. He lived beforehand. Anyways, so I will just tune in at last then to this whole thing and see if I get an additional message. But now I've been doing my own, what I picked up in a psychic sense about, or the messages I got from spirit, whatnot, about Canada, and then, but I think it will be so good. I really think so. And then I Ching also, and listen to that if you may. And then because they are always correct, as my experience is. And then now the cards. So, and I will just also tune in a little bit in a mediumship psychic way now and see, because of the high priestess being here. And also that we are mirrored in everything around us. It have to do very much about our own energy and our own light and our own intentions. Yeah. The universe yields to its creator. Who is the creator? It's you. Okay. So I will just see if I can get anything. What I want to say, I also picked that up vaguely, but I want to say that when it comes to Patrick King, or Pat King, he is he may be joyful and loud, whatever. I love that, but he's so smart. He's super brilliant, at least as I think it is. I'm fascinated by that guy. So if you really listen in to what he actually say, or really follow up, and also so intense about really going there, really getting things done and all that. Yeah, who would not be like impressed by that? Yeah. Anyways, but he can't right now though. So much. Let's see. So I get a lot of messages to myself. I will just screen to those. They do that sometimes when I haven't listened in myself and they want to tell me stuff, and then I try to do stuff for others. They will first bombard me with things I didn't want to hear. Okay. But yeah, but no, they didn't say a lot more. But the message is very much about, it's about love, and it will go fine. It feels like in the middle of the night and everyone is sleeping, but people are also waking up, is the end cards here saying. So yeah, no, I think that's it. I've been saying so much for for 2 hours now, so I will end. There are two people here. If you want to, please say something, or if you want me to pull cards for you or something. So the reason I do this is because I don't have any money to give away, and I want to support the cause. And I not only want to support, I feel that they supported us in the world, in Canada, of course, but also here. Everything that have resulted, all the freedom we have now, is because what they did. If people understand that or not, but that's the case. And so the tiny things that I can do. First, I thought I couldn't do anything. Well, I thought, shall I marry him? And not that he would want to, and then like take him away from that place. He didn't seem to love Canada, but just to. I thought, what can I do? What can I do? But then I realized that I can do this. I can do full layouts with cards and so on for people. And if someone enjoys that is for free though. And if someone asks for it, I will do that for you. And if someone then want to donate to his lawyer, he can't pay his lawyer. He doesn't have access to free, whatever it's called, because they froze his bank account for a super long time and stuff, and they are still frozen. And yeah, so he really needs this, and the others needs this too, and it goes to her. It doesn't go to him. If anyone is questioning him as such. What else? Yeah. So even a tiny bit would for sure be appreciated, and I hope I could contribute in this way. So to that. I really want to stay and just talk and talk, but now it's almost in the middle of the day. I have to do other things. Really, sun is out. I should go and do some other stuff. I can get back later if so. Yeah, yeah. But for anyone who want to even just try me, so to speak, for fun, and don't want to, even if you don't want to donate, and even if you don't like this, of course, and you don't need a reading to get to donate, and he does not, he does not like, he haven't approved of this in some way, but I think the donations would be appreciated anyways. I hope so. So I'm not. It's not something he's involved in any kind of way, or his lawyer either. It's just an initiative, yeah, from my end to hopefully be helpful in some way. What do I talk about? I should end. I can't even talk. So take care, and I will put some additional links later. I will have to start up with my day, I realize. So I will get back later and do that stuff. But for now, you have what you have here. And thank you very much for anyone who have been here. I'm glad someone listened, even if it would be like those whomever who now I may have drawn to drawn attention to myself from certain controlling instances that I don't really don't want to do. But I think so because I realized that in a few times now. Also, when it comes to videos where they actually see you, have you realized that? Don't get now all paranoid about this. But I realized that a few times, and if I check them and I mess with them, they start to giggle. They can't hold their faces. They know. But it's easy to when you really realize that can happen. People don't think about that, but they actually check you. And although I like patch stuff like webcam, it doesn't help much. Yeah. Anyway, so. And also, don't have the equipment to do videos with, so you can see the cards. That would be brilliant if anyone want to donate that later on when all that is resolved. And first things first, that's most important thing with him then. But otherwise, also I'm way too lazy to do that whole procedure, and I don't know how to. I'm not very technical like that. So therefore, I just block out this webcam and keep it as a pod. Yeah, that's why. So, but eventually, maybe I will start to show at least the cards, if not me, because of harassment I have experienced myself quite many years. I've been very hesitant even to speak Swedish because I know you can easier mixed with words and whatnot, pretend that I said whatnot, and also with prefer to speak English that way, but also that could be messed with. But also to have your face up and whatnot, but you can't. Yeah, well, whenever I will be more on. I mean, be seen. Let's say right now I keep it like this for just relaxation purposes. So well, take care, anyone, and I hope someone got anything out of this. And many blessings to everyone. And yeah, let's be tolerant with each other and see what's really going on. Bye bye for now.